Evening.
Next, Monica's here with Today Tonight.
Thanks to you both. Hello and thanks for your company. First tonight, an all-out emergency at Perth Airport. To passers-by, it looked like a scene of total devastation. But in fact, the fire engines and ambulances were taking part in one of the biggest emergency drills the state has ever seen. As Graham Butler reports, Operation Dark Sky put hundreds of people to the test in the name of keeping travellers safe.
Every year, 12.5 million passengers fly in and out of Perth Airport, 142,000 takeoffs and landings. Air travel is safe and reliable. But what if something went wrong? A Boeing 737 on final approach into Perth crashes into bushland near the runway.
The news at hand is that at about 6:30 this evening, Dark Sky Airlines flight 977, while attempting to land runway 06, crashed at the eastern end of runway 06.
The crash isn't real, but this emergency exercise is. More than 300 people and dozens of emergency vehicles are about to swing into action.
Tonight we're undertaking a very thorough test of our airport emergency plan.
Brad Getches is Perth Airport's CEO.
There's nothing like getting out in the field and doing it as real as we can.
This is the Perth Airport Emergency Coordination Centre. It's the hub that would be in charge of all airport operations in a real emergency.
At this point of time, the first response to the site has been the Airport Rescue Firefighting Services. They've been backed up by the Australian Federal Police.
Police will lead the emergency response. St John Ambulance has sent a fleet of ambulances. The SES and Fire and Emergency Services are also on their way.
The first people at the crash site are the Aviation Rescue and Firefighting team. Right now, they're searching for survivors.
I heard it snap.
Try and stay still, mate.
The injuries are gruesome. The victims' performances worthy of an Oscar.
Come on, buddy, you're all right, I've got you. No, don't do that.
It's all part of making this exercise as real as possible. And getting it all to look so realistic began hours before.
It's meant to be metal.
It's metal in your stomach?
Yeah.
Doesn't look too flash, does it?
No.
This is what's called the moulage. The volunteer victims are given fake injuries and scenarios.
So you've been burnt. You get some burns to yourself there. You are going to have some clothes, burnt clothes. You're going to have some soot around your body. You're going to be sitting up when they find you, and you're going to be breathing a little bit difficultly.
The 80 volunteer victims are all issued with a card detailing their imaginary medical conditions and injuries. Then they're given the theatrical makeover to make them look like they've just been in a plane crash.
90% burns to my body, so when the responders come, I have to kind of like respond, but very slowly and have very shallow breathing, and eventually I'll unfortunately pass away.
We come out and do it every year with them, so yeah.
You've done it before?
Yeah, done it before, enjoy it, it's good fun.
When you are seen by the ambulance crews, you're going to be assessed and triaged twice. The first time you're triaged, you'll be at the accident site, and it will be ambulance who will come and triage you. The
volunteer victims are briefed and then bussed out to the crash site where they'll take up their positions.
Left, up, and nice and slow.
This is as close to a real emergency as Perth Airport ever wants to get. They have an exercise like this once a year to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. And it's a massive undertaking.
Traffic management, which is WAPOL and WAC. And then the crash site security is WAPOL and AFP.
The Police Command Centre has been set up on site to coordinate the emergency response. Meanwhile, the State Emergency Service has arrived with equipment and personnel to help search for survivors. Those who have been found are now being triaged by ambulance officers. It all feels very real.
Do you know what's happened today?
I think so.
Yeah? Can you tell me?
Well, I was travelling with my sister, but I'm not really sure what happened.
In many ways, it's really a logistical exercise. Yes, we have to treat patients, but a lot of it is the process of getting people out of the scene, stabilised, then shifted off to the appropriate hospital.
Bill Thompson from St John Ambulance says officers assess patients at the scene. They set up what looks like a field emergency room laid out on the ground.
What they'll do is they'll set up a perimeter where they can basically direct patients in, and as they come in they'll be triaged, and the very serious ones will go onto the red tarp, the ones that are not quite so bad will go onto a yellow tarp, and then they'll have a green tarp for those who can walk.
I'd like some oxygen, an IV and some fluids please for this lady. How many weeks pregnant are you, Michelle?
While the emergency response is in full swing on the ground, at the airport the operation is being directed at the command centre.
Do we know how many more they're looking for? No.
Here, police and representatives of the other agencies make key decisions about the rescue effort. Superintendent Darryl Gaunt.
Our role up here is the operations area support group, so essentially we offer a higher level management or decision-making level of officers from different agencies and industry to help support the incident management team.
Next door, the team from Perth Airport are also monitoring the effort. They have another job too. In the event of a real crash, provided it didn't damage runways or buildings, the airport would keep operating.
It's into this area that Perth Airport will stand up during an emergency, and we do that. And it's the point at which we coordinate our response.
The emergency operation has been a massive effort. 20 organisations have been involved, hundreds of people. All hope they never need to really put any of this into practice.
This is great for the airport, and the people of Western Australia should gain some confidence from this exercise.
That's the first time this type of exercise has been conducted at night. Now to the extraordinary response to the touching report on Sunday night of 9